Hello friends, welcome to Diksha classroom. Last few days we have been discussing the questions from last year UGC NTA NET examination. Today also we are going to discuss the questions from higher education topic which happened the last year. So we can directly move to the first question. So this one is the first question we are going to discuss today. In this question, we have given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. The statement 1 says, Swayam, an initiative of Government of India, aims at promoting the self-help groups in rural areas. And there is another statement, statement 2, E-Tandra is an initiative to spread education in embedded system and robotics by IIT Mumbai through Ministry of Human Resource and Development MHRD NET. So these are the two statements which are given to us, and in the light of above statements, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So there are two statements and there are four options. We have to select the best option which is suitable to those statements. So we have read the statement 1 and 2 and we have to check the four options. The option A, both statement 1 and statement 2 are true, and this option says both statements are true. And option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. This option says both statements are false. And option C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is false. And option D, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is true. So this is the question. Now you can comment the answer below. If you want more time, you can post this one and you can type the answer. So we have to move the answer. Okay. So the answer is both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. Okay. So when we see this question, we think it's very easy. But actually it is not an easy question, but it is a tricky question. We can check the statement 1 and statement 2. The answer says that both statements are false. We have to check why the statement 1 becomes false and why the statement 2 becomes false. We have to check that. So statement 1, Swayam, an initiative of Government of India, aims at promoting the self-help groups in rural areas. This is the statement and the answer says this one is wrong or this one is false. So how it becomes false? So first of all, we have to read the statement very carefully because it is a net competitive exam. So there will be some tricks and some wags inside the statement. So here, first one is Swayam. I think you all have the idea about Swayam. Swayam is nothing but study webs of active learnings for young aspiring minds. So don't forget, I repeat, maybe the next time they will be asked what is the full form of Swayam. Swayam is study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. So don't forget this one, and it is an initiative of Government of India. That one also true. Swayam is an initiative of Government of India. And the next one, aims at promoting the self-help groups in rural areas. Okay, here we have to read this one very carefully. Aims at promoting the self-help groups in rural areas. So here there are some keywords like aims and self-help groups and in rural areas. So actually, this is not the fundamental or the main aim of SWAYAM. The SWAYAM initiative of Government of India has designed. There are three principles behind the SWAYAM. There are the three fundamentals like the fundamental ideas are like access. First one is access, and the second one is equity, and the third one is quality. These are the aims of SWAYAM. We all know that access means irrespective of any disparities or discrimination, all the students or all the people who live in India should get accessibility into the education. All the students should get equal chance to do the educational program in India or studies or research in India. That is the first one, accessibility. The second one is equity. We know that irrespective of sex or religion or caste or wealth or money or like anything, irrespective of these things, it should be get to all people in India. There should not be any discrimination. The educational facilities and educational programs should be available all the people irrespective of any discrimination. That is the second aim. First one is accessibility, second one is equity, and the third one is quality. Quality means we know that there should not be any compromise in with respect to quality in the education. So these three are the aim of SWAYAM, and we have to understand one more thing. It is not promoting in the rural areas only, but also in whether it is rural areas or whether it is from urban areas or semi-urban areas. SWAYAM is an initiative of Government of India designed to promoting the education to all the places, whether it is rural or urban or semi-urban. All the people should get equal accessibility, equity, and quality in education. That is the aim of the SWAYAM. So here we can understand statement 1 is wrong or false, and the second statement is the most tricky one. First of all, we have to read the statement 2. E-Tandra is an initiative to spread education in embedded system and robotics by IIT Mumbai through MHRD NET. So when we read the statement 2 in first, we may think that this is true because IIT Mumbai has designed a program through MHRD. It is an initiative to spread education in embedded system and robotics. So we think that it is true. But here the problem is the program of that initiative from IIT Mumbai, it is not E-Tandra, but it is E-Yandra. Not T, but Y. Tandra is not right. The right is E-Yandra. So E-Yandra is an initiative to spread education in embedded system and robotics by IIT Mumbai through MHRD NET. Okay, so when we get these kinds of question, we have to read each and every words in the statements very carefully. Otherwise, there will be more chance to become wrong. Our answer become wrong. So read these kinds of statements very carefully. Otherwise, our answer will be wrong. Okay, we can move to the next question. Once again, we have given two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. The statement 1 says institutional autonomy guarantees academic freedom. Then statement 2, academic freedom is not possible without institutional autonomy. These are the two statements which are given to us, and there are 4 options. Option A, both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Option B, both statement 1 and statement 2 are incorrect. Option C, statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. Option D, statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. So for answering this question, we should have conceptual clarification, or we should have a clear knowledge regarding institutional autonomy and academic freedom. Okay, so first of all, we should have the idea about what is institutional autonomy, or what is academic freedom, or what do you mean by academic freedom. Okay, so I think we know that what is institutional autonomy and what is academic freedom. Institutional autonomy means a power of a university or a right of a university to design their own curriculum or their own research programs. And academic freedom means freedom to study or freedom to research, freedom to design curriculum, or freedom to do research. Okay, so first of all, we should have a conceptual clarification regarding institutional autonomy and academic freedom. Then statement 2 says academic freedom is not possible without institutional autonomy. Okay, these are the two statements and the 4 options are there. So which one is correct? Let me check to the answer. Okay, so the answer is statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. Okay, so statement 1, institutional autonomy guarantees academic freedom. This statement is correct, but academic freedom is not possible without institutional autonomy. The second statement is incorrect. So we have to check why the statement 1 becomes correct and why the statement 2 becomes incorrect. So we have discussed earlier what is institutional autonomy and what is academic freedom. So the statement 1 says institutional autonomy guarantees academic freedom. Yes, it is right. When a university or when a college gets the rights of autonomous, they can independently design their own curriculum, their own syllabus. Okay, then they can follow their own methods and strategies to do the research and the other studies and the teaching. So it will guarantees the academic freedom. So because no one will question them why you did this kind of things, there will not be any questioning. So we can understand institutional autonomy guarantees academic freedom. So that statement 1 is correct. And we can check why or how the statement 2 becomes incorrect. When we check the statement 2, we can understand this statement is incorrect because the statement says like academic freedom is not possible without institutional autonomy. In the first statement, we have said that institutional autonomy guarantees academic freedom, but we have to understand that institutional autonomy guarantees or provides academic freedom, but we have to understand not only the institutional autonomy, some other factors also influences academic freedom, like the thinking level or the attitude of faculties or the professional autonomy, like these kinds of things are also influences academic freedom. So we cannot say that academic freedom is not possible without institutional autonomy. There is a chance of academic freedom without the institutional autonomy. Okay, then we can move to the next. The next question is, the open university system needs to be introduced in order to expand opportunity of access of higher education. It was emphasized by. Okay, so the question is very clear. The open university system. The open university system needs to be introduced in order to expand opportunity of access to higher education. Okay, so it was emphasized by which commission was emphasized by this one. So there are 4 options, there are 4 commissions. The first one, the University Education Commission in 1948 and 49. The Education Commission 1964 to 66, the National Policy on Education 1968, the National Policy on Education 1986. Out of these commission, which commission was emphasized the open university system needs to be introduced in order to expand opportunity of access to higher education? You can type the answer below. So we don't have more time. We can directly check the answer. So the answer is National Policy on Education 1986. Okay, so don't forget the National Policy on Education 1986 emphasized the open university system in order to expand the opportunity of access to the higher education. Okay, so when we discuss the National Policy on Education 1986, we should not forget some other things, that is Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India during 1986, and under his government passed the National Policy on Education because that time during 1986, especially the women, scheduled caste communities and scheduled tribe communities and the other minorities lagging far behind in education field, and this National Policy on Education 1986 has designed Rajiv Gandhi led government for brings these communities to the mainstream of educational map in India. And this National Policy on Education 1986 called for removal of disparities and equalization of educational opportunities for all. So these things we should not forget while discussing the National Policy on Education 1986. Then we can move to the next question. Which of the following ancient educational institutions was situated at the banks of river Ganga? Okay, so this is very direct question, and if you have the idea about these four universities, then we can answer this question very easily. So let me check the answer. So the answer is Vikramshila University. So question is very clear. Which of the following ancient educational institution was situated at the banks of river Ganga? So we all know about the river Ganga, and we know that Vikramshila University was situated near the banks of river Ganga. Not the Nalanda University, not the Pushpagiri University, not the Takshashila University, but the Vikramshila University was situated the banks of river Ganga. And we can move to the last question which we are going to discuss today. The MHRD, you all know that Ministry of Human Resource and Development and the Government of India initiative E-Shodh Sindhu provides students and researchers access to. So the question is, E-Shodh Sindhu provides students and researchers access to which one? Whether it is Indian PhD thesis in electronic form, or E-Shodh Sindhu provides e-journals, whether the Shodh Sindhu provides plagiarism software, or the Shodh Sindhu provides open source software for training in analytical techniques. So here we have to identify which one is provided by E-Shodh Sindhu. So we can move to the answer. It is e-journals. So don't forget, the Shodh Sindhu provides e-journals, not Indian PhD thesis in electronic form. Shodh Sindhu does not provide plagiarism software, or Shodh Sindhu does not provide open source software for training in analytical techniques, but Shodh Sindhu provides e-journals. Okay, so we have discussed some of the questions which have asked the last year, and the coming days we will be discussing more questions from higher education. Thank you.